So, I conclude, my dear Blanche Marie, that even though some would say, yes, I abandoned you at a tender age, but there's always more to the story than you see at first blush. Now, this DVD, while it will never win any awards, I'm hoping that it will help serve you in filling the gaps and perhaps healing some wounds. That's why it very well could be the most important
In response to the movement of the imperialism in 1900 and the Chinese look for revealing... Jeez Louise, Stella. Can you believe this schlock? Pardon my French, but first of all, a book that takes place in China during the Boxer Rebellion in 1898 and doesn't once mention the heroin trade or the Empress Dowager? Well, I gotta leave it go, don't you know? But it's a good thing they've got this researcher on the case.
Better get those snowblowers ready. There's a cavalcade of closings because you're too cool for school. Starting with St. Ignatius Academy.
Oh boy, yeah, it's a doozy out there. Well, time to make the donuts. Or research the books. You know what I mean, Stella. Gotta get to work.
Battery now. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, can't you start just once in a while without a jump? You were made in Sweden, for cry out loud. Olivia, I really am trying to get to the office, I swear. My battery is dead as a doornail.
Miss Deauville?
Yes? This is Blanche Deauville. Who is this?
Blanche, my name is Marvin Garrison, attorney at Garrison, Simmons, and Ballard in San Diego. First, let me say how sorry I am for your loss.
My loss? It's an 82 Volvo. It needs a new alternator, the brakes are shot, and...
No, your father. I'm sorry, you are the daughter of Spike Deauville.
I'm the daughter of George and Martha Deauville. I'm afraid I don't know a Spike.
I assure you, Spike and George are one and the same.
Are you telling me that my father has passed away?
My apologies. I assumed you knew. It was in the trades.
The trades?
The trade publications. Variety, Hollywood Insider. He was a very noted producer of low-budget, albeit lucrative films.
Oh, well, the last I knew, he was in ladies' undergarments.
Well, that could also be said, but more to the point, Miss Deauville, I'm calling to discuss the matter of your inheritance. As the sole surviving relative...
Inheritance? My father left me money?
Yes. The bulk of the estate is in probate, but the business, while a going concern, is probably not your bailiwick. There is some property and equipment.
What kind of business is this?
It is a film production studio.
Oh, movies. Well, that sounds exciting.
Yes, exciting. As time is of the essence, my assistant will make the arrangements. Your hotel, your flight, Spike Films' car will pick you up at the airport.
Okay, well, I guess I can.
I look forward to meeting you on Tuesday. Thank you, Miss Deauville.
I've got some packing to do. And I gotta call Olivia for sure. California, here I come, where it's not snowing. Golly, I have so much to do. Okay. Mr. Garrison?
So you're gonna tell me that piece of shit Saab of yours won't start again?
No, Olivia, it's a Volvo, not a Saab. And yes, I mean, no, it won't start. But beyond that, I have another issue.
You can have all the issues you like, Missy. Just get your ass in here pronto, or you can kiss your job goodbye.
No, it's not that. It's just that I have something to tend to, some family business in California. It should only take a day or two.
But what about the China book? We're already behind schedule. You know, this is completely unacceptable.
But-
Look, why don't you just take all the time you want in California and look for another job? Because you're fired.
Oh my gosh, that was weird. Stella, we're unemployed.
Miss Deauville, you must be Blanche Deauville.
I certainly am, and you must be Carlos. Ooh, wasn't expecting it to be so warm here. Not complaining, mind you.
First, we'll get you to the big meeting, then a tour of the infamous Spike Studios, and then we'll get you checked in. I do not mean to pry, Miss Deauville.
Oh, call me Blanche.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Blanche. But when I saw your name, well, frankly, I was expecting a much older woman.
Well, the truth is I'm named after a Tennessee Williams character. Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire. Seems my mother had a fixation on the play for some reason. And this little lady is Stella. You may remember in Streetcar, that was Blanche's sister's name.
And Stella was married to Stanley.
Exactly. Except I don't have a Stanley. And neither does my Stella. I always say I'm glad Mom wasn't fixated on the glass menagerie, or else my name would be Amanda Wingfield Deauville. Now that's a mouthful.
And here we are, Garrison, Simmons, and Bellard. You and Stella are definitely not in Kansas anymore.
Well, actually, we're from Minnesota, but thank you, Carlos.
Minnesota, that's the one that's shaped like a mitten with like 1,000 lakes or something like that?
Pretmere, something like that. The mitten one is Michigan. Everyone gets those two mixed up for some reason. Thank you, Carlos. Wish me luck.
At your service, Miss Blanche. Good luck, and you be careful in there.
Mr. Deauville's estranged daughter will be here shortly. This is bound to be awkward for her. But I'm sure each and every one of you will rise to the occasion. Miss Deauville, you're early, but please take a seat. I'm Marvin.
Yes, Marvin Garrison. Yes, thank you. Well, hello. I wasn't expecting so much ado about nothing. Shakespeare?
We were just talking about how shocked we all were to learn of your father's sudden demise. Yeah, he was close to everyone in this room. You know, a friend, a shrewd businessman. Which brings us to the estate. As you can see in the chart at the top of page 56, subsidiary revenues are rolled over into a trust with quarterly dividends proportionate to the performance of ancillary reinvestment quotients. And in Appendix B on page 17, you'll see a complete profit and loss breakdown for the last 6 years, along with rough projections for this year. And of course, the overseas royalties from classic properties like American Booty, Spankenstein, Schindler's Fist, Saving Ryan's Privates, and Free My Willie are all continuing to deliver huge margins.
Mr. Garrison, I'm from Minnesota. Could you just tell me again what this is in plain English?
Which part?
What kind of films are we talking about here?
We make blue movies.
Blue movies? As in Smurfs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, blue as in porn, pornography, skin flicks, smut, raunchy erotica.
Oh, I see. Well, that's just quite a bit different then, isn't it?
My assistant has prepared a summary for you, all the assets, recommendations, and your father left a video and instructions to play.
Hello, Blanche Marie. If you're watching this, that means that I have shuffled off my mortal coil. As your mother would say, I got my just desserts, and probably ate everyone else's too. It seems that my affection for beer and brats has caught up with me.
You could say that again.
Whatever remains of my business shall now serve you and your dreams. But I'm leaving you more than money. I'm leaving you this DVD so that you can understand my journey and yours. And I'm leaving you the colorful group assembled around you. Director photographer Hitch, a true artist with a unique vision. He can do things with a Steadicam and a jar of Vaseline that will make your jaw drop. And then there are the stars of our little group, Lance and Amber. No matter what scenario you throw at them, from confused cable guy meets drunken flight attendant to Iron Chef surprise, they can both take a licking and keep on ticking. And last, Melissa Montaigne of S&M Productions. Although she's not a Spike Films employee, she's been instrumental in our success and a key player. And so I conclude, my dear Blanche Marie, that even though, yes, some would say I abandoned you at a tender age, there's always more to the story than you see at first blush. That's why I'm hoping this DVD, while it will never win any awards, may serve to help fill in some gaps and perhaps heal some wounds. That's why this could very well be the most important.
Well, that was entertaining.
Is this the part where we find out what we've won?
Inherited.
Yeah, but did the boss leave us any money?
Mr. Deauville did indeed leave a little something for each of you, with the bulk of the estate going to Blanche. You all will equally share in $2.8 million. The stipulation being that all of you will have to be here as employees 1 year from today.
But I'm not an employee of Spike Films.
Your inheritance is separate from the others.
Oh, well, I would expect so.
To the lovely and talented Melissa Montaigne, I leave my entire personal home video collection, my signed first edition John Holmes autobiography, and my eternal gratitude for her help over the years.
That's all I get? After everything I've done to make this crappy little company a household name in smut?
Well, actually, a signed John Holmes is pretty hard to come by.
Who's John Holmes?
Oh, later, Minnesota.
Must have been somebody really big.
Pass around the puck and then whom, James?
James.
It's a line from an old play, Carlos. Never mind. How long does it take to get to the studio from here?
We'll have you there momentarily, Mom. So how did it go in there, Miss Blanche? Was it everything you expected?
That and so much more. I never felt so much like a fish out of water. Did you know the nature of my father's business?
Well, not firsthand, ma'am. But you see, in this town, he was something of a legend. I mean, the stories from his younger days and his older days, well, I could go on and on about.
Oh, I'm sure there are many. But I am realizing that I was nothing like him.
Well, maybe he was more like you than you think. I mean, in many ways, you're both cut from the same cloth.
Really?
Meow 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 meow.
Hello?
All right, I'm fully prepared to kiss your ass, get you laid, give you a raise. Well, not a huge raise, but still, whatever it takes to get you back here. This China thing is a frickin' nightmare.
Excuse me, who is this?
You know damn well who it is, Blanche. It's Olivia.
Olivia! I am in a limo with a handsome driver, sipping champagne, and it's a sunny 78 degrees out. How's it there?
Freezing and crappy. Look, I'm gonna cut to the chase. How soon can you get back here?
Well, I have some family business to clean up. It's complicated. But I guess I could be there by Friday. But it's gonna cost ya.
Friday is good. Thursday's better, but I'll take what I can get. Call me when you know.
Well, okay then, but...
Friday, huh? That's too bad. I was just starting to like you. And here we are, the notorious Spike Films.
Shut the front door.
Just ask for Buckminster.
Can we help you? Easy for you to say.
I'm looking for Buckminster. I'm Blanche.
Buckminster. I'll let him know you are here. Get comfortable, Blanche. We don't bite. Unless that's what you are into.
Beaver.
I beg your pardon?
Beaver's the name. Finest house in the game. Nice to meet you. I'm the one who keeps the show on the road, keeps the wheels from falling off. They can't even yell action around here without me.
Beaver, more oatmeal, Studio B.
I'll be right back.
Howdy, ma'am.
Alrighty then. Let's get you oriented.
I'm afraid to ask, but how did you ever get the name Beaver?
Oh, well, my real name is Buckminster, but they call me Bucky for short. And then they started calling me Bucky Beaver because I'm always so busy, right? But now they just call me the Beaver.
Okay.
And this is the sound department. Looks like they're working on ADR and Foley. That's like fixing dialogue and adding sound effects and such. Really cool stuff.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Hey, Vivian, that was good, but can you give it one more time, please? A little faster, a little more energy.
No crowd, Charlie. Let me know when you're rolling.
Rolling.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Beaver, wet cleanup, Studio B.
Ah, crap. Again? You know what? Go check out Hitchcock Studio. I'll be right back.
Knock, knock.
I was wondering how long it would take you to find me, Spike 2. How's the tour going?
Oh, it's been most educational. I never knew so much went into these things.
Well, the more you put in, the more you get out. Whether it's Citizen Kane or Saturday Night Beaver. In the end, the devil's in the details.
Have you ever thought about doing films that were more mainstream?
I've done plenty of mainstream. Documentaries that made people think, won all the awards, but couldn't pay the mortgage. Maybe one day the market for those films will support a real artist. But until then... Hello, Melissa.
Thought I'd steal you away, Blanche, and light you on the business end of things around here. Is now a good time?
Oh, yeah, sure, you betcha. I don't meet Mr. Garrison until 11.
Well, plenty of time.
Cheetos. How can something so bad taste so good?
I never slept with Spike, in case you're wondering.
Well, okie dokie then. Thanks.
One thing I know he'd want now is for me to do whatever I can to make this transition easier for you, especially the business part, which I'm sure is very confusing for someone like you.
Someone like me?
Well, you know, from the Midwest where things are a little slower. More into books and bookkeeping. What I mean is, if you have any problems or questions, just give me a call. Here's my cell.
Oh, well, thank you, Melissa. I don't know what to say.
Well, don't say anything. Just don't trust the lawyers. Oh, and speaking of lawyers.
Well, I see you found the nutritional secret of the meteoric rise of Spike Films. Cheetos. An excellent choice.
Well, that's my cue, Blanche. Now, don't forget, you have my number. Talk soon. Marvin, always good to see you.
Same here, Melissa. So, Blanche, how are you faring with the left coast crazies?
Actually, they're a bit more eccentric. Maybe quixotic, but crazy. I can show you a few folks in St. Paul just as crazy.
I wanted to talk to you today because we're reaching a point of no return. By that, I mean you must take over the reins of the company or pay a huge financial penalty down the road.
Reins? But I know nothing about...
These people are invested in your success. They will show you the ropes, quite literally, and a lot more. That is your office. Use it or lose it. You ready to jump in?
Well, I guess I don't have much of a choice.
Good. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
Oh my God, Blanche, we have a problem. Well, you have a problem.
Does no one knock in California?
You need to know that the woman from the distributor was just here, and she's not crazy about you taking over for Spike.
What does she care who's in charge? The films are what they are.
Well, not really. I mean, Spike came up with all the ideas, and he wrote all the scripts, and now...
And now?
Well, she just wants to see what you can come up with by tomorrow morning. First thing. Or she's not going to sign the contracts.
Tomorrow? Holy moly, that's not going to happen, Beaver.
Oh, yes, it is, Minnesota, because you just signed up for Smut 101. Basically, it's not unlike Shakespeare. Just remove the funny language. Picture Petruchio in a thong. Not the sandal, the other kind of thong.
Oh, goodness, no, that's not a good image, Amber.
Okay, forget Shakespeare. What if we take that streetcar play, and we take Stanley, and we make him a stud, like a real animal?
Well, actually, he was a real animal, at least in Blanche's eyes. In fact, Marlon Brando
Okay, great. So just write it and then have it so he gets it on. But not right away. You gotta build interest. Slowly, like as if you were, into that sort of thing.
What makes you think that I'm not into that sort of thing?
Hey, I hate to assume.
It's a fantasy. You have nothing to lose. Right, Blanche. Right.
You came up with this? It's good. I mean, really good. It's different. Kind of a kinky, repressed Midwest sweetness with a twist of raw, Old South horn dog. I can totally see Amber as the babe. And that Stanley character is a hoot.
Well, thank you. It's all about writing what you know, or what you wish you knew.
Not a whole lot of porn written by women, unless you count that torn bodice stuff. I guess it's in your genes. Think you can knock out a few more of these?
I certainly can.
Then I think we have ourselves a deal. At lunch, we can work out the internet distribution details. You do have those numbers?
But of course. Well, actually, my people do.
Great. Then I will see you and your people at Hillstone at 1.
1 it is. Melissa, Blanche Deauville, what are you doing for lunch? Hillstone.
Did I hear Hillstone? Girlfriend, you are getting a makeover big time. Row.
This place is super nice. Fancy schmancy. Spendy, too.
You get what you pay for. And for a deal this important, it's a good choice. Trust me. I'm glad she picked it.
Okay, with this internet thing, what do I need to know?
Basically 3 things. 1, whatever she comes up with, you say she'll need to knock 10% off her bandwidth allowance.
Bandwidth allowance, knock off, 10%. Got it.
2, you're gonna want her to kick back half of what she makes on click-throughs. That's critical.
Click-throughs, half, check. What's the third?
Third, you need to drink that bitch under the table, or at least hold your own. But don't worry, I've got your back. Kelly's here.
Kelly!
Hello, ladies.
This is Melissa Montaigne, my numbers person. We took the liberty of ordering some wine and appetizers.
Yum, I'm famished. Oh, and Jardin Morceau, Chardonnay. Perfect. Classic pairing with the salmon here.
Merceau, great wine and an intriguing existentialist anti-hero. The Stranger, Camus, main character?
Oh, Blanche, you're so literate. I just love that.
You know, Blanche, if your net numbers are as compelling as your writing, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
To a beautiful friendship. There's the little, wait.
Okay.
I'm okay, thanks.
Okay, we're almost done. I do need it,
Well, you know, this is... Okay, so then she says, I never told you to go down on the dwarf. I told you to go down on the wharf. Okay, now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Blanche, what do you need to seal the deal?
Number 1. We have to take 10% off your knockers for width band. Width. Isn't it weird how funny things sound when you say them all over again? Over and over. Funny, huh?
Say again?
What I meant to say is we have to take off 10 of the bandwidth to seals my deals.
Anything else?
And then we have to do a number 2 for through clicks. And then I have to drink you over the table. That's it!
Check, please.
Oh, that's okay, Kelly. We've got it. So sorry.
You're welcome. So, how'd I do? I was so close, Stella. I mean, I don't even know what happened. It was all going so well, and then I just blew it. It's all a blur. I just think we should just pack on up and go back home. What do you think, girl? You and me? We're just not cut out for this West Coast lifestyle. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
All right, come on, work with me, people. This is crisis time. All right, I'm telling you, according to Beaver, she's gonna bail. Now, I don't know what happened at that meeting, but I'm guessing Melissa screwed the pooch. Well, not literally, but still.
Hitchcock, focus.
Right. We all know what happens if Blanche heads back to Kansas.
Minnesota.
Whatever. She goes, we all lose a bundle.
And even you people who aren't in the will, I mean, you don't want to work for Melissa.
Beaver's right. Melissa is perched like a vulture, waiting to, well, you know what vultures do.
But what can we do about it? I mean, maybe this just isn't her thing. Just because she's Spike's daughter doesn't mean she's all Spike too. This time it's personal.
Well, I say we make it personal. Each one here make an emotional pitch. Find something to make her stay. What is her motivation? What does she care about?
Her cats. We could kidnap her cats. But it'd be a catnap. Or catnip.
That's great, Beaver. Except her cat is dead. Everyone here needs to come up with something convincing, but make it fast. We don't have much time.
Agreed. Meeting adjourned. All right, people, let's be careful out there.
Come in.
Ah. Going somewhere?
Yes, Beaver. I am facing the reality that this is not, as Mr. Garrison put it, my bailiwick.
And that publishing gig back in Iowa is your bailiwick?
Minnesota.
Whatever.
Maybe not, but at least there, I only have myself to take care of. Here, it's a lot more complicated.
Well, for what it's worth, some of us around here were kind of hoping you'd stick it out. I mean, I know we're a strange bunch, but if
It's not about being strange, it's about being a square peg in a round hole. I just don't belong here.
Well, that's a bummer, because what you may have missed is, around here, we're all square pegs. So if you look at it like that, you fit right in. No?
Well?
So I guess we can cross guilt and team player off the list.
Damn. Okay. Lance, you're up. Pardon the expression. Make us proud.
Entrez-vous. Come in.
Sorry, Miss Blanche. I wasn't sure. I don't speak Italian.
Not a problem, Lance. What can I do for you?
Well, I was thinking that maybe you were thinking about maybe leaving and all, and I just wanted to say that I don't want you to go.
Well, that's very kind of you, Lance. I don't know what to say.
If there's anything I can do to make you stay, and I do mean anything.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Lance. That's the best offer I've had in like ever. Just that you would ask means a lot to me.
maybe you're more into the ladies? Well, I got friends.
Oh, no, thank you, but that's not necessary. Well, I have papers to go through, so, and I'm sure you have work.
Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find me? Okay. All right.
Tell me she's in.
I'm sorry, Skipper. I mean, it was like, well, you remember the time that I ate that bad jalapeno popper?
When the captain couldn't come to attention all day?
Yeah, well, the captain couldn't even get on the ship. Or would it be a chopper? I mean, for a captain, you'd be...
That's okay, big guy. At least you gave it your best shot. Amber! Last chance.
What now? Before you leave, assuming that you are, full disclosure. Well, I guess it all started when I married the US ambassador to Liechtenstein. He was a darling man, but he couldn't tell his butt from his banjo. I ended up negotiating the nuclear treaty. That, of course, led to me winning the Fulbright. That just made husband number 3 even more insecure. After that, I gave up on men. I thought I was being initiated into the Green Beret, but how was I supposed to know that they were actually Sandinistas? Next thing you know, I'm being whisked off to Amsterdam with his Pomeranian. I don't even like dogs. That's how I ended up in Europe. Then I went to Oxford, and let me tell you, when people find out that you graduated from Oxford, let's just say they make assumptions. Then I ended up back in the United States. I got my PhD from Princeton, and that's when I won the big money on Jeopardy. And obviously, you know where I spent the money.
Where?
The girls. And the relocation, the hair, the nip and tuck, the new passport, and thanks to your father, the new career. The point is, Minnesota, just as there's more to me than this blonde bimbo that you see before you, people are surprisingly complex.
I see.
That goes especially for your father. I mean, you could run back to Minnetonka.
Minnesota.
Right. And you will never know who your daddy is. And I don't mean that in a rap song kind of way. I mean, you will never really know who your daddy is. And let me tell you, Minnesota, Spike was someone you want to know. He was the kind of person that could put together a deal where everybody won. He always took care of his people. Well, you know that, the whole book award thing that he was so obsessed with.
Book award thing?
Oh, Melissa.
Is this a bad time?
Oh, no, I was just eating some ice cream. Did you want some?
Oh, no, really, I'm good. You go ahead.
Okay, well, come on then.
I heard you were thinking of going home to Nebraska.
Minnesota?
Right. For what it's worth, I think you're doing the right thing. I mean, all those people depending on you for their livelihood, it's no picnic.
I know, I can barely take care of myself.
Oh, you can forget about having any spare time. This business just sucks you in. The next thing you know, you've frittered your life away and all you have to show for it is a collection of wankables.
Wankables?
Never mind. The point is, I have the experience and the connections to keep this studio going. And I'm prepared to make you a very generous offer to acquire Spike Films, LLC, and merge it with S&M Productions. The team stays together, you keep the cash, and I keep Spike's legacy alive.
Well, it does seem like the best solution, and this is a lot of money.
Best for all concerned. And I know it's what Spike would want.
Okay then, how do we do this?
I'll have an agreement drawn up. We make an announcement and you sign in the morning. Deal?
Deal. Good morning. I'm sure you all wonder what lies ahead for Spike Films. But I can assure you the future is bright. It just will, however, not include me. I'm selling my interest in Spike Films LLC to Melissa Montaigne. Change is scary, but in the end, it's always good. Believe me, this merger is the best solution for all concerned. Now, to give you an overview, here is Melissa.
And you know, she's right. Change is inevitable. And this merger of S&M Productions and Spike Films LLC will only make both studios stronger. You'll be working with the best equipment, the best people, the best benefits.
Best inheritance?
True, some of you are set to inherit money from Spike's estate. You will lose that. Blanche herself will lose as well, with that money going to Spike's favorite charity. That's why you will be getting a sizable signing bonus. And every employee who stays on will get a substantial raise eventually.
Oh,
yes, Beaver.
You'd mentioned benefits. Is that going to be the same medical plan, or?
Excellent question, Beaver.
Well, well. If you're watching this chapter, that means that you've decided to quit. I can understand why. You probably feel much like I did when I quit that time on us. After your mother passed away, I realized I just wasn't cut out for child rearing. When I left you at your Aunt Carrie's, I knew you'd be better off. And I was right. You turned out pretty good, huh? You know, there hasn't been a day gone by since, though, that I haven't regretted it. But that's for selfish reasons. But that's history. Now, over the years, I've wanted to quit this game many times. You know what kept me going? This. And the little girl who won it. The little girl who never gave up. Even when the odds were stacked against her. You know, you made me proud that day. What you don't know is you inspired me to be better. Thanks, Blanche Marie.
Thank you, Daddy. Olivia? Blanche. Listen, I got a proposition for ya.
So in the end, we're all gonna be one big happy family. And what's in a name anyway? Oh, Blanche, all that's left for you to do is sign the agreement.
My father was no saint.
Oh, that's for sure.
Say that again.
Okay, but whatever he was not a quitter. And neither am I. Not this time.
But Blanche, sweetheart, without distribution, the company will soon fold. And it is apparent that this is an area clearly outside of your comfort zone.
Oh, I'm perfectly comfortable with a deal that I made a certain Minnesota publisher. A deal that will double our worldwide distribution outlets and increase our web sales by an estimated 26% by third quarter.
That's more.
The deal will also be producing a film adaptation of a book about China during the Boxer Rebellion, which I'm sure Hitchcock can figure out something great to do with that. And Beaver, there's costuming.
Sweet.
And Lance, you'll have to learn some basic Mandarin phrases. And Amber, so, I still have to go through the books with a fine-tooth comb. But
Probably not good.
I guess for now, I'm your new boss. And as pressure, boss. I will be cracking the whip.
Yeah!
Not that kind of whip.